You thought I fell off? You're smoking something.
Hello, it's been a while, but we are back. I'm sat in a divot, so it looks like I'm shorter than Adam almost, but I've got a wobble hat on.
Are you cold?
It's fucking freezing, mate. I caught Southern a while ago.
I caught Southern.
Anyway,
You get a cream for that.
back to boxing this weekend. This weekend? Next weekend. Well, we're filming a while ago.
We're filming a while ago.
Basically. So, boxing. Big one this weekend coming up. Obviously, there was a big one planned for the following weekend with David Haye and Bellew, but that's off now because David Haye is, guess what?
Banjaxed.
So, next weekend, though, there is the big one between Rigondeaux and Lomachenko, which we'll come to later in the video. But first, before that, at the Copperbox in London, in Stratford. Are you going, Adam?
I am going.
He's got himself some tickets. We have the return of James Degale against Truax.
Caleb Truax.
Truax. And we also have Lee Selby versus Eduardo Ramirez. And finally, we also have Anthony Yarde versus...
Nicholas Shecklocker.
Nicholas
Shecklocker.
Shecklocker. How do you say it?
I don't know. Shecklocker.
Shecklocker. Nicholas Shecklocker. Anyway, names isn't something we specialise in. I mainly specialise in talking to Adam. So let's get on with that. Adam, which one of the three ones are you going to start with at the Copperbox?
Well, let's start down the card and move up to the top, shall we?
Let's do that.
Anthony Yarde against Nicholas S.
Nicholas Scholich, that fella. Steve, stop chewing the box over there, man. Come on.
No.
He's checking his notes.
WBC, hold on.
So, Anthony Yarde versus Nicholas Taccone. Who's going to win?
Anthony Yarde.
I mean, he's smashing it at the moment. Though 12 out of 13
Anthony Yarde
fights, he's been knocking people out.
I've seen him a couple of times. He's a very, very scarily good, powerful boxer. Big guy, relaxed, very huge, big at the weight.
Is he going to step up to cruiserweight as he goes on?
He might well do, but at the moment, I mean, the thing is, he could fill out his legs. He's big upper body, but I'm not saying he's got skinny or unpowerful legs, but a lot of boxers you find they carry top weight, and he certainly looks like a boxer that carries top weight. Hollywood Josh has trained with him.
Okay, and how do you think he's going to get in this fight?
Look, Sekyok has lost. He's quite durable. He's 39 years old. He's lost to Callum Smith at super middle. He's come up from super middle. He's 39 years old. His last fight was a split decision with Robert Stieglitz. I just feel like he's kind of reached his nadir.
Is it even worth a bet?
I mean, the odds aren't good. I tried to do an accumulate.
So if someone was going to bet on it, would he say like an early round knockout? Because I mean, Yarde's knocked out 12 of his 13 victories.
Yes, certainly. I would say go for between 3 and 6 maybe.
Okay, and second fight of the night there, or the second one we're going to feature there, Selby.
So it's a double bill at the top. There's 2 fights headlining. Selby, we're going to go first. He's facing Eduardo Ramirez of Mexico, I believe.
Now, Ramirez is a bit of a tricky fight, though. I mean, Selby we're expecting to win, I'm assuming. But I mean, can Ramirez surprise a few people? Is he worth it? Is he worth a quid or two?
Well, we saw the other week with Carl Frampton that the Mexicans they're tough guys. They come over, they're not fazed by the big occasion.
They always have been, though, haven't they? Really?
Yeah. And lighter weights, they breed just hard men. Lee Selby is an astonishingly good boxer. He has had a bit of a tumultuous year in terms of.
Have another go at saying tumultuous.
Tumultuous. I said chew.
It's tumultuous.
Like Jimmy Chews.
But it is tumultuous.
Tumultuous.
It's not tumultuous. You're not chewing on your multuous, mate. You know what I mean? Get on with it.
Lee Selby's had a bit of a hard year with fights being cancelled and then not getting the fights he wanted. He is now he's on this Frank Warren show. He's going to be looking to put on a show here, I would have thought. He's very good, very talented stylist. He's not a big knockout artist. He's only got 9 wins by...
So do you think this will be a points victory then, by the sounds of things?
I think it's the most likely outcome. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a late stoppage for Selby, but yeah, I think your best money's on a points victory there.
So the big one of the night at the Copperbox. I know you and I, we're both big fans of James Degale. Looking forward to seeing him come back. I mean,
chunky.
Obviously he had a draw at the start of the year, so and then a bit of an injury. So it's important that he comes back quite strong, isn't it?
Well, yes, he's just had his shoulder basically rebuilt. So yeah, there's going to be, I would assume, some easing that in. He's not going to come out.
Ease it in
gently.
That's what he said. I mean, obviously the guy he's facing, he hasn't got the worst record.
No, Caleb Truax, he's fought at world title level before, but he's fought down at middleweight. He got knocked out by Danny Jacobs. Now, some guys, when they go up weights, they don't carry the power, and it doesn't help their punch resistance. As somebody pointed out the other day, Amir Khan famously has moved up through the weights, and it's made no difference to his ability to take a shot. On the other hand, Tony Bellew moved up from light heavy to cruiser and to heavy, and took David Hayes' shots. I mean, I know David Hay got injured, but he took David Hayes' shots.
Yeah, he did take them, but he was never going to... If Hay hadn't got injured, he was never going to win, was he? Let's be honest.
Quite possibly not, no, but he did, and that's boxing, and he
so
took those shots early on. So
it
does help some people, it doesn't help others. We don't know with Caleb Truax. He's also been knocked out at super middle.
So it seems like more of a getting back into it kind of fight
Yes,
for James
very much
Degale.
so. I'm very happy to see James Degale back. As you've said, we're both fans. I've seen him fight a couple of times early in his career.
And of course, with the big fight in February happening between Eubank Jr. and George Groves.
Exactly, yes.
The winner of that potentially is going to want to unify the titles with James Degale. So do you think he's going to want to get another fight in before a Groves?
He may well do, because if he fights in 3 months' time, that's February. So,
okay, so around
just
the same sort of
end
time,
of February, early March. So if he gets one in around that time...
I mean, he doesn't fight a lot though, Degale. I mean, he only had one fight last year. He's only had 2 fights this year.
Yeah.
He needs to be getting 3 or 4 fights in next year, doesn't he?
He does. He's 31. He's not, he's not getting any younger, as neither is anyone. But yes, it would be nice to see him out more. Even if he took a ticking over fight, I think the fans would understand.
Do you think that Degale is going to prefer Groves to get that win against Eubank due to him wanting to kind of avenge that?
I think
that loss
that
earlier
goes
in his
without.
career.
I think even if Eubank won and Degale would go and fight him, if Degale then beat Eubank, which I have to say, if Eubank beats Groves, it would really impress me, and I'd have to reconsider.
Yeah, I mean,
how I'm rating.
We'll speak about that in February, but I do think for me, Groves should win that. But Eubank's, I reckon
he's
Eubank
favourite. He's a betting favourite. Eubank.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. They got all heated at the press conference the other day because
Groves
was clearly a bit miffed. I would say James Degale for this, and then a unification with George Groves. Even as I say, even if Eubank wins, if he beats Eubank, he'll then want Groves. He'll give Groves a shot. He want James Degale. That is the monkey on his back, so to speak.
Okay.
George Groves lost.
So Degale to win, Lee Selby to win, Anthony Yarde to win.
Yep.
And then we're going on to the big one at Madison Square Garden. The big one, Rigondeaux versus Lomachenko. Now Lomachenko is like the new exciting boxer coming through that everyone seems to be raving about, and Rigondeaux seems to be the very difficult warrior that people are struggling to beat. So this is a really interesting matchup.
It is. Rigondeaux has talked his way into the fight. Lomachenko for a long time wanted nothing to do with Rigondeaux.
But nobody wants anything to do with Rigondeaux.
He's fought 3 times since 2014.
Wow.
He's had 1 fight a year, and
So
one of
he's
those was
making
a 1-round no contest. His last fight. I mean, people just don't want to fight him. He came over here, fought Jazza Dickens. I believe the first time he was supposed to fight Jazza Dickens, he came over and hadn't applied for a visa, so then got turned away. Had to go back. Frank Warren was very upset.
So is he going to be a little bit lacking in match fitness, do you think?
No, because he had that no contest, so he was in that fight. I mean, I know it only went around, but he was beating the guy. The guy was going to go. It was a clusterfuck of errors that we don't have the time to go into now. But yes, he's got fit. He'll be fit again. He's only 17-0. He's 37. He's not been in many wars.
He's 37, Rigondeaux.
Yeah, he's 37. He's 8 years older than.
Wow.
Lomachenko's 29, and so Lomachenko's had 10 fights at 29, but Lomachenko's had 200 odd amateur fights plus World Series boxing. He did after that. So
not to be confused with the World Super Series.
I don't know why I keep doing that tonight.
Because you're a twat. Who do you think is going to win?
I've always favoured Lomachenko. It's the weight difference that Rigondeaux's talked himself into stepping up. Normally with these two guys, they'd come and meet at middleweight. Lomachenko's basically, I'm not having it unless it's all on my terms. Rigondeaux wants the fight. Big money for him, and it's a good chance to prove that he's better. It's actually only a £4 difference. So it's 2 weights, so it's £4.
Yeah.
So at those lower weights, it's really small margins that you're talking about.
But if you held £4 in your hands, it's still quite a lot.
This is true. I was going to make a joke about every time I go to the toilet, I do that. But I've stopped shitting in my hands.
I was going to say, where would you shit in your hands? That is definitely going in.
I saw somewhere that they was criticising him for not being a puncher. Well, he's knocked out 7 of his 10 opponents, and he started in professional boxing at world level pretty much.
So why is everyone so hyped about this fight then? I mean, what you just explained
they're
to me
both
there.
just technicians. They're pure. Rigondeaux's got an amazing amateur background as well, so they're both pure scholars of the sport.
Should people stay up and watch this fight?
Yes, absolutely. This is the boxing fans. This is the geeks. This is what they're all raving about. It doesn't have crossover appeal. I accept that. They're a lighter weight, as someone pointed out to me the other day. It doesn't help that they both don't speak English.
What about in terms of the actual action itself? Is it going to be a tactical masterclass, or is there going to be some smacks? Is there going to be some bangers? Is there going to be some chin swings? What's going to be happening?
Lomachenko's actually an aggressive fighter. Although he's a stylist, he's a very stylish, aggressive fighter. He does knock people out. As I say, he destroyed Nicholas Walters, who was a frightening
Big Nicky W.
Big Nicky W. Who's a frightening campaigner in that division at one time until he ran into Lomachenko. So Lomachenko does have power, and he's got the skill. Guillermo Rigondeaux, what he's a defensive master. he could be stood right in front of you and you won't land a glove on him. So it's just
It's a bit like Tyson Fury is in the heavyweights.
Tyson Fury gets out of distance, whereas Rigondeaux can just move with the shots so that you're just missing him whenever you go.
Right.
He uses
Wasn't
sort of
Rigondeaux in the Olympics?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, did he win gold or?
I can't remember. I think he is a double gold.
Good knowledge, Adam. Oh, double gold.
He may well be, yeah, because he didn't turn pro till quite late, till his late 20s.
Right, okay.
And then he's been, as we've discussed, largely avoided.
So almost went down the Cuban route.
He is a Cuban, yeah. He did the Cuban.
He's Cuban.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he did the.
So he went down the Cuban route. I thought he was French.
No. He
you see, this is why
I think he did
people hate me, because I'm basically my knowledge of boxing isn't great, but I love it.
And you're going to watch, and you're
100%.
Yeah. I'm going to check my notes. The two guys, they've both been fighting at high level since they turned pro. Neither of them has had it easy because of that amateur background. They've got a combined record so all the fighters they've fought, if you put their records in together, they've got a combined record of 291 wins, 29 losses and 13 draws. So that's like 2 losses per person, or less than 2 losses per person, to win out of 27 opponents.
You think Lomachenko is going to win how?
I think it will be points. I think it will be
points victory. It's going to go 12 rounds. People are going to get the money's worth.
Yeah, I think it could be. Yeah.
And if you get your pay-per-view with
so on Box Nation and BT, I think.
But that's what I'm saying. If you've got your pay-per-view with the James Degale fight, do you get the Lomachenko fight included?
I don't think it's pay-per-view, the James Degale fight. It just comes as part of BT. So yeah, it should be.
Oh, I see. So
yeah,
it's not
it should also just be on.
But what if you don't have BT and you want Box Nation?
You can sign up with the Box Nation website and just watch it online.
There you go. Advertising for Frank Warren, Adam Thorn.
Frank, if you want to, throw some money my way, I'm sure you'll get loads of sign-ups from the millions of viewers we have.
Do you want to thornicate with Frank Warren? Thornicate?
I got it.
Yeah.
I was just
Adam Thorn.
Got a mental image.
Thornicate. Anyway, it's been lovely having you back, watching us again. Well, it's been all right. So make sure you tune in, and next time when we will be talking, I don't know what we'll be talking about. Could be boxing wise.
The first big one is Groves.
Yeah. So does the boxing take a bit of a break now for Christmas and New Year?
Sort of. Yeah. I mean, there'll still be small hall cards going on, but nothing massive.
So the next big one's February 16th then.
17th.
The next one's February 17th then.
Yep.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, we'll look forward to that. Our next boxing video will be around in February. I'm moving house, so the location's going to change. So say goodbye to this cream shitty wall.
Yeah, Marcus told me off for not wearing colours today.
Because of that. Because of how crap it looks. Do you know what I mean? Wouldn't it look better if he was wearing a nice yellow t-shirt? Exactly. Well, see you later, everyone.
Smoking something.